Welcome to the W.Media podcast, our exclusive series of panel discussions and interviews featuring the who's who of the global cloud and data center industry. This is your one stop destination for expert opinions and insights from the movers and shakers and everyone that matters in the data center industry. I'm Deborah Gray and I serve as editor in chief here at W.Media. I know we've been on a hiatus and you've missed us, but here we are today with a special episode of the W Media podcast where we will discuss latency and performance, some key concerns and issues that impact the wider connectivity ecosystem. Joining me today is our very special guest, Ivanov, CEO and chair of the board of DECIX Group AG. Ivo, how are you doing today?
I'm great, and thanks for having me in this great production. Excited about the topics you cover, guys, and want to talk with you, in fact, about latency and performance that are essential for everyone today.
As our listeners no doubt already know, DECIX is one of the most respected internet exchange operators in the world, providing services across Europe, the Middle East, the Americas, Asia, and Africa. But before we dive into our episode, allow me to tell you a bit about this week's sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Interconnect World, where W Media brings together senior decision makers from the full connectivity infrastructure ecosystem to share their experience and expertise. Participants include connectivity bigwigs, submarine cable infrastructure experts, telcos, internet service providers, internet exchanges, investors in technology, media and telecom, government agencies, and enterprise leaders. For more information, please visit interconnectworld.com. All right, now let's dive into the special episode on latency and performance. Ivo, you have been known to say that latency is the new currency. Could you tell us why you think it is so important and in which sectors you see this the most?
Latency is the new currency. This is what I love to say, and it's really true. I'll prove this today with you in our nice chat. Because digitalization of work, life, and the new concepts of technology like AI as being everywhere now, the immersive internet itself. I'm not talking about the metaverse, but the immersive internet as a concept of real-time visualization of our daily life in private and business way, the virtual reality, augmented reality, and related applications, they are so sensitive if it comes to the speed of data. As audience probably knows, speed of data transmission is explained with milliseconds. This is what we call latency, related to the speed of light. Let's put this in perspective. Deborah, what do you think? How many milliseconds a blink of an eye takes?
I don't know. Never really thought about that.
On a day where you do feel well, not a hangover, you're in a good condition, it takes 100 milliseconds, a blink of an eye, 100 milliseconds. Standard current applications like video on demand, let's say a normal Teams call or Google call, they require not I would say not slower than around 50 to 60 milliseconds. But if it comes to real time, live broadcasting of entertainment on IP, of course, with the high def resolution, we are already in the spheres of better than or lower than 25 milliseconds. If we're talking about high def real-time live gaming in communities with all the different exciting gaming applications outside, we are talking about even less than 20 milliseconds. And now let's think about business applications in real time, managing of robotics in manufacturing facilities. If we talk about autonomous driving where every single millisecond counts, then we are talking about single digits of milliseconds. It has to be better than 10 milliseconds, faster than 10 milliseconds. And therefore, I'm saying latency is the new currency. The beautiful world ahead of us with amazing applications on the immersive internet, with real-time holograms and the robots being controlled in real time, they will require a better latency than even 1 millisecond. And we know why this is so true, because we asked experts from the healthcare sector to analyze for us what is the speed our brain needs to deliver tactile information. This is what we call how we feel, warm or cold, or soft or hard. The brain requires better than 20 milliseconds. If it comes to video signals, the brain requires better than 30. And if it comes to audio, it requires better than 1 millisecond. Therefore, this 1 millisecond is so essential, Deborah. If we do not deliver with the infrastructure of tomorrow, this 1 millisecond speed, all these beautiful applications of the immersive internet and real-time AI, VR, AR will not feel natural to us because they will differ from what our brain feels. Therefore, infrastructure of the internet of tomorrow needs to deliver 1 millisecond that relates to 80 kilometers from the application to your device, from the application to the robot, from the application to the car. This is what we're talking about, internet infrastructure everywhere.
Wow, that sounds intense. So, Ivo, what role do connectivity and latency play in business models and business critical applications?
And it's essential. As I mentioned, business critical applications like production management of real-time production control on robots in manufacturing facilities. If it comes to the healthcare sector, for delivering great performance on virtual doctor visits, on surgeries even, as they have been performed remotely. If we talk about autonomous driving or management of very complex real-time installations based on AI agents, based on the models, as we call them, the AI models, but not Chat GPT 3 or 4 or 5. I'm talking about more complex and multi-agent setups. Then the latency in the performance is so crucial. Let me give you a very, I hope, a very easy to digest example with the connected and autonomous driving topic, or the cars that are driving without drivers. Performance is so crucial, first, for security issues, obviously, right? And second, also for the reputation of the car manufacturer. If something doesn't work properly, people will not believe in quality anymore. They will not believe in the quality of service. Third, it's commercially extremely essential, because now imagine what type of great applications and digital service models a car manufacturer can develop around the connected car, with the tons of data produced by the car itself and data that can be used in the car. If the performance, and we clarified already, it's about the milliseconds, is not great in real time, this is what we expect. It's traffic. They are moving, the cars are moving, right? Then the car manufacturer will not be able to deliver services and ask money for, so revenue streams will be under threat. Security will be not security requirements will be not fulfilled, and third, the reputation and the competitive advantage will be destroyed. So it's so business crucial to see and make sure that digital infrastructure, to understand, is the foundation of business growth for every single company, where every single millisecond is true money. You know now, latency is the new currency.
You're absolutely right. Ivo, what do you see as fundamental steps for companies to improve latency and the performance of their digital applications and services?
Enterprises, actually, they very often believe they can get the whole internet from IP transit, for instance, right? This is how it has been done for decades. IP transit, or through one single managed service provider. These times are gone. They're gone. No incumbents anymore, for one simple reason. The latency improvement in the way I just described can be achieved with direct interconnection, with peering. direct cloud peering, direct AI engine peering if it comes to the AI inference, AI in action in real time. So it cannot go through transit anymore only. I'm not saying replacing entirely, but enterprises, organizations, they need to get their hands on infrastructure. This is the only one solution. If they get their hands on infrastructure, they will be able to better control their traffic flows, optimize the management of those traffic flows, reducing round trips around the globe, reducing unnecessary loops through different POPs, and making sure that every single packet takes the shortest path possible at the same time and the most secure way. It's about security at the same time, right? On IP transit, yes, you believe you receive the global internet table on privileges, but at the same time, you don't have control on the traffic. You don't know sometimes who sends you traffic. With the peering, participation on the internet exchange, direct interconnection with applications, you need as an enterprise, you make sure you control your traffic and you know exactly who is talking to you. In fact, through direct interconnection, through peering, participation in internet exchange, using direct cloud connections, direct Microsoft 365 connections, enterprise can make sure that those who want to hide are isolated. They do not communicate with your network. And this is the best way to achieve a DDoS-free environment, for instance.
So, Ivo, what do you think needs to be done on an infrastructure level to reduce latency across Asia?
Yeah, increased density of interconnection possibilities with data center and carrier neutral internet and cloud exchanges is the best answer, straightforward. To reduce latency and increase resilience and performance means to distribute infrastructure literally everywhere. We will need small modular data centers close to manufacturing facilities, close to big, even shopping malls, to highway crossroads. And we as DICIX already have the concept for delivering a mini edge internet exchange that can be placed in those mini data centers where the cars are. Deborah, the cars will not drive to the data center. The data center needs to get closer to the cars and to the users. And this is what we need to achieve, a very agile and highly distributed ground infrastructure on the internet, consisting in fiber and other high-end transmission technologies like 5G advanced, 6G, hopefully very soon, fiber, of course, everywhere. And we will take care with our mini setups that will be as close as possible to where the users, where the devices, where the robots are. Remember, 1 millisecond, 80 kilometers. So this is the perspective. And one more point. Sorry for I forgot one topic. I will hate myself if I would have. I'm excited about the LEO technology, the low Earth orbit satellites. They're so cool. Project like Kuiper from Amazon, of course, Starlink that belongs to SpaceX from Elon Musk. They are up in the space already. The boxes are there, especially Starlink participates in the DICIX Space Internet Exchange Program. Don't get me wrong, as of now, DICIX doesn't have an exchange in the space. This will come one day, I'm pretty sure. But what we do is we support the network of Starlink from the space, connecting their ground stations to our global ecosystem and as local as possible. So their network from space can be directly interconnected to the clouds, to the different applications provided by OTTs and the gaming networks and so forth and so on. So this direct interconnection allows them to provide the lowest latency possible. I believe for Asia, the LEO technology is an additional great element that will help a lot to enable the thousands of islands of Indonesia, of the Philippines, to get the best connectivity possible because of landscape, because of climate changes. We all know how hard it is to manage connectivity on these islands, to deploy a dark fiber. We know that subsea cables, they get broken as well. So The new hope from space will make sure that millions and hundreds of millions of people will get better internet. And with this, also better latency, high bandwidth, the power of digital services they deserve.
Interesting. So space is the final frontier, and you hope to tap into that as well for improving connectivity in Asia. Okay, before we continue, let me tell you a bit more about our sponsors for today's show, Interconnect World. We kickstart Interconnect World events in 2025 with Interconnect World Asia. Interconnect World will also take place in Batam, Chennai, Dubai, Johor, Melbourne, and New Zealand. For the complete Interconnect World schedule and more information, please visit interconnectworld.com. Ivo, you will be joining us for Interconnect World, won't you?
I plan to do so with pleasure.
Wonderful. Many companies in Asia are actually active on a global level, and given that greater distances equate to higher latency, how can they achieve the desired low latency across their global networks, Ivo?
This answer is not that easy to be given, but we have it. We have the answer. Interconnect enterprise should interconnect, should peer at local internet exchanges like the DX exchanges and others in all the markets they are in. So interconnect as local as possible and stay integrated globally as needed. How we achieve this as DKs? All the different exchanges meanwhile on 58 markets around the globe. These includes, of course, the markets of Malaysia, like we're in Penang in the north, in KL, Surabaya in the middle of the country, in Johor Bahru in the south, in Singapore, obviously, in Jakarta, we are in Manila, we are even on Borneo Island, and. So all these platforms are interconnected as well, right? There is a network between the different markets, between the different exchanges, and beyond. All these markets are also interconnected to the exchanges in Europe, to the exchanges in US of DKIX, to the exchanges in Japan. And now you see my answer becomes reality. Here, as local as possible, at the same time, they enjoy this global integration because of this network we run through those 58 different platforms around the globe. Our network spans the globe, literally. The exchanges in Tokyo and Osaka are connected to Seattle. Seattle is connected to New York to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Singapore, and this circles around the globe. India is part of this, Middle East is part of this, Africa is part of this. So you see, this is the future. Enterprises deserve and need to make sure that they reduce the latency because of interconnecting as local as possible to the different clouds, to different applications. And if they need the transmission between the markets, this global integration allows them to do so as well.
I see. So, Ivo, how is the recent boom in artificial intelligence impacting network design for companies?
Significantly, the AI play, excuse me, the AI play is not easy to be explained with just AI or I would say ChatGPT-3 as example. It's more complex. We have generally speaking, two scenarios. The one is the LLM, the large language model scenario, where we talk about training of different models and training of the so-called agents. But once the agents have been trained, they need to start producing action. We are talking in the action scenario about AI in action, AI in real time, AI inference. And these two elements, they will influence and change dramatically the way organizations should take care of. In the first scenario of the training, big pipes, a lot of bandwidth and power are required, right? In the second scenario, the one of AI inference, every single millisecond counts. So it's about the best performance ever and the highest security possible because this is very sensitive data. As we know, the cloud. Cloud plays a major role in AI implementation, and successful companies are using cloud infrastructure to build their AI or sourcing AI services out of the cloud. So the direct connection to a cloud using cloud exchanges as we provide, also managing multi-clouds or using a cloud router, will allow them to manage this in a highly performable and secure way. A recent study by the Industry Association, that is the AI called AI Infrastructure Alliance, shows that around 40% of organizations have their AI infrastructure set up fully in the cloud. This confirms what I just said, right? Around 30%, they have a hybrid infrastructure environment. That means that we make to make sure that their private AI agent communicates properly with agents from the cloud. And this is what we call a multi-AI routing, multi-AI agents routing. And we presented as DKIX recently as the first one on planet, the AI Internet Exchange. This is a new concept that will allow organizations to route, reducing the latency at max and making sure that the highest security is enabled between the different agents they want to use, disregarding if those agents are from the cloud or from a private environment in a so-called hybrid model, public and private. This is something I believe will help organizations to achieve what I just said, the best performance possible and the highest security and compliance level they deserve. So you see, the solutions I just described are essential to help them to meet the requirements of latency. This is the only one solution that is possible. AI inference agents over IP transit will not work.
Eva, what do you predict to be the next big technological advances in the coming 2 to 3 years?
I think AI will drive dramatically the development of different technologies, business models, the way companies organize their connectivity. But just to be more precise, internet space race. That's one buzzword. The internet space race started already. I talked about that. I think this is something we will see growing a lot. The global space economy will be worth around 1.8 trillion US dollars in 2035. And by the way, 2030 is also a very interesting year. 2030 is the new forecast for having achieved the general AI. That means the human-like AI. These are the new forecasts by strategic researchers. By the way, 3 years back, when ChatGPT-3 has been introduced and excited the millions of users around the globe, the prediction for general AI has been set for 2040. The prediction has been reduced by 10 years. This is what we talk about. Another great technology we will experience will be the self-driving cars, but we need to have the infrastructure for, right? And what I am a big fan of, I don't need to hide, the humanoid robots. Humanoid robots will become more and more present. We know we have them already on certain online shops in Asia available. And I'm not sure if they became part of the Black Week now, the Black Friday promotion, but people can buy them on the internet. And I believe robots, in fact, will change a lot in the industry and in our private lives. And you guess, DKIX will surprise the infrastructure industry and our valid customers, friends, and big fans of digital infrastructure with new team members that are robots at our end. We already run robots in the data centers, by the way, for the patching of the different customer setups already. We started during COVID running patching robots in data centers. And this was so good for us because a robot cannot get COVID. Robot cannot get sick. Robot cannot be arrested. And this helped a lot our engineers to provision customers in times where they were not allowed even to enter a data center because of the restrictions we're all aware of. The robots will help a lot, but let me mention one thing. I do not agree with people who say robots, AI, they will replace real people. I don't think this is the way we should think. We should not think about. I believe personally, and this is the spirit and the philosophy for my organization, that we should use the help of AI, of humanoid robots, of automation, just to make sure that our employees, our human team members are upskilled or reskilled, that they can do more exciting things than just the boring stuff that can be delivered by a robot. This is what I believe. This will help a lot of people to develop their skills further, and will excite them. And this is what I believe about the future. Digital technology will excite us, and is the foundation for better life.
I see. Well, this has been an exciting conversation. You're a delightful speaker. I'm so glad we had you on this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, Evo. And that's a wrap. We will continue to bring you many more such exciting and exclusive interviews in the run up to Interconnect World, so stay tuned. Also, don't forget to sign up for our Interconnect World events. Please visit interconnectworld.com for more. We will be back soon with yet another exciting episode of W Media Podcast. Thank you for your time. I'm Deborah Gray. Bye for now.